Hello, this is Emma from Emma's Life in Norfolk, and today I'm going to be showing you where I've got with the veranda. I say where my husband and my mum's partner have got with building the veranda. So you can see this is how it was beforehand. See, it's quite small, didn't come out very far at all, and the patio used to come out as far as the posts. But about 4 years ago, we put the new patio in, as you can see. So you can see us trying to get the top of it down, and in a minute there's a slow motion. Thankfully I stopped the video. Well, it would have gone viral, but it fell on my husband's, which suddenly it took a while to loosen. To think this has been up since 1930, possibly earlier than that. The house is built 1928. It might have been put up at a similar sort of time, and when you look at where it's been actually positioned into the wall of the house, I think it might have been even earlier, certainly before the house was ever painted. So the roof was very, very secure, and the wooden posts are oak and very, very strong, but suddenly it gave way, the roof fell in. I just jumped up and helped grab the roof as the pillars then collapsed onto the floor. So you can see we're going to be coming out quite a significant distance. So the area underneath here, I'll be able to sit out and there'll be some shade. I'll be able to dry my washing under there, and if it is a little bit rainy, this whole area is going to be dry. So I'm really looking forward to the roof going on. So you can see they've managed to get quite a lot done in a short period of time, really. They started about a week ago. They've been doing little bits and pieces and done some really good joins. So I'm pleased with what they've done so far. Haven't yet decided whether I'm going to go for a clear roof or like the sort of the opaque sort of colour. I think if I go for completely clear, it's going to feel like it constantly needs cleaning. But B, I do want it to block out some of the sunshine so I can sit under there without getting burnt. And I think I'll end up boiling hot, and I'll have to wear sunglasses if I go for a completely clear roof. I'm also going to have some wire across the edge of the new wood, which I'll be able to train my vine. So it's all rather exciting. So you'll see the progress with the veranda in this video, and you'll also see some other things. You'll see how my greenhouse is getting on. You'll also see a little clip of my garden tidying up the pots. You'll see me potting out all my green beans, and then you'll also see all the work that I'm doing at the moment with my hedge. So you'll see that I weeded all along the stones, and then I turned a fairly small job into a much bigger job, where I decided to take out all of the privet which was dead. And then today I've bought 4 new privet bushes. I was quite pleased because they were £8 each. And then when I went through the checkout, it was 20% off. So that was good. So I've taken all the dead out, and it's now piled up because it won't get into my brown bin. And I'm going to put the new privet in. So the hedge is slowly getting there. But you can see in the video just there, all the wood on the grass all piled up. So this is oak. I'm going to have to slowly find a way of getting rid of this. This is what my mum said to me today. Well, I thought you'd be sawing that into pieces and putting in the bin. Yes, I would. In an ideal world, the grass would all be clear, and I'd already gone to the dump, and it would already be in small pieces. But remember, my bin is still full of pieces of marble. So things take time, don't they? That's the thing. Everything takes time. So you can see the concrete pads my husband's done. So I think he's done a really, really good job. And what with all the patio and everything he's done as well, he's also saved us a lot of money, which is super. You can see I've still got quite a lot of shade in my garden because the greenery, the hedges and the trees, well, they've gone crazy. Really, really crazy. I think this is the second year. Usually I sort of cut the trees every 2 to 3 years, and this is the second year. And they are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But on hot days, it's really lovely having that shade. So you can see that I just take on a quick walk around the garden so you can see where it is. So beyond all the things piled up on that grass, You can see the herb area that I cleared up the other day. All the herbs are doing really well. The grass has started coming in where I put the grass seed down. It's coming in better in the pathway than the big patch. Not so successful in the bigger patch, so that mother grass seed must have just been past it. You can see my lupins and my artichokes that are doing really well. And then these are all the pots which were left from my rearranging of the herb section, so I decided to move them all back into the working area. Again, you can see I've got quite a lot of shade just there, but also you can see where I had lunch the other day. I moved the chair down the garden and sat there and relaxed. I do love my garden. My mum said to me the other day, I should just spend not go on holiday, just spend the whole year sorting out my garden. Yeah, I don't know. I love my garden. I love my holidays. And although sometimes I talk about being busy, you don't very often hear me complain. So you can see here I decided just to put all the long grass back, and then I thought that would be quite a good location to do my longer sort of troughs, my longer pots with all my green beans. So the green beans that I'm growing this year are just the dwarf beans. And the reason why I grow them more than runner beans or ball beans is because they're the ones that I buy 2 packs of every single week. So I thought, well, if I can grow them and have a decent supply, makes sense to do that. Then they'll not only taste better, not only be better for me because they won't have so many chemicals, they won't have cleaning products where they've gone through machinery, and also that will save me money. Although what I would say is the bean seeds are so expensive, you probably don't save any money at all. But the fact of it is, you know how they've been grown, when they've been grown, straight to the table, no air miles, so much, much better in so many different ways. And I like it so my daughter can see things growing. My peas and my beans and my artichoke seeds, you know how much I love artichokes. They're all coming up. I've done another tray, because what I remembered is after I'd done them all in pots, I remembered what I did a previous year. A previous year ago, I just literally put all the seeds in a tray, and once the seeds came up, I then carefully took them up and put them into the pots and containers. So I've got quite a few plants in there. What I find is, as long as you pick them quickly, they'll keep on producing beans for quite a few months. So I've done those 2 containers. It's not on a video, but today, because I didn't video it today, but I've done another one today, and I've got so many more growing. I'll probably do another, 4 containers. So I should get a really decent amount of beans. The only problem is, of course, if they are ready when I'm on holiday. That's sometimes a little bit frustrating. I know my dad before, I've said to him, "Oh, help yourself," but other times I've come back and there's loads of vegetables that have just gone past it, which nobody has picked. And then I show you a quick tour of my greenhouse and where things are. I took some more cuttings of my vines, which I don't think have taken, but they've got 2 chances. Moved my lupins around. The leeks have come on well. You can see the trays there, they didn't have any seeds come up, but now they have. My big container of carrots, and there's some more vines that I've trying to strike. I cut all the vine down, you see, so there's pieces that I cut off. I thought, well, might be a chance that I can get another bit to take. You can see I've got trays there of hollyhocks and also snapdragons. So it's still very busy in my greenhouse. And I'm going in every single day on slug hunts. And what happened the other lunchtime when I was at work, I came out and I moved one of the pots, and to my sheer delight, there was a newt underneath. I've not seen a newt in all the years we've lived in this house. I was so excited. I came out of the greenhouse and called for my husband. And then when I came back to work, I messaged a friend of mine and told him, and he said, "Oh, you remind me of my wife. The other day she came back from a walk with the children and she said, 'Oh, look, look, look.' And she'd seen a newt with all babies." And then this has turned into be a bigger project than what I'd envisaged. So the plan was to weed all the way along here, and then once I'd weeded it, I was going to move all my stones over. Do you remember when I had new stones put on the drive that are quite thick in places? I wanted to rake some over here, but instead of doing that, I ended up cutting the dead hedge out. And then because it wouldn't fit in the brown bin, a lot of it is now on the floor. So you can see I managed to get quite a lot done. I don't know where all the weeds come from, do you? Suddenly this that goes from nothing to suddenly there being loads. So I'd like to go through a few of your comments now. So thank you for those of you that have just recently started following me. I'm on 745 subscribers, so thank you very, very much indeed. So Rose Monod says, what are lords and ladies? I've never heard of them. So lords and ladies, like they've got a green stalk and a red flower. They flower in autumn. They're like made of like these little berries. They are pretty, but they are poisonous, apparently deadly poisonous. Donna Sampson says, lupins are lovely, but every time I grow them, the slugs eat them. Donna, I've had some year where they're not very successful and other years are very successful. Lupins are one of my favourites, so I have had a lot of trial and error with them. I've had a lot of experience with them because I keep on persevering. What I have found is the stronger the plants, the less likely the slugs are to get them. So when they're really small and you put them out, the slugs will just eat them for a small snack. If you like what I've done this year, I've actually overwintered. When my mum bought lupins for me last year for one of my birthday presents, she bought yellow and red lupins. I grew them all in trays. I overwintered them. And then because this is now their second year, they've come back really, really strongly. It's a bit of a pain overwintering. You never quite know how successful it's going to be, but I find where they're bigger and they're stronger plants, you'll have more success. And I also do various things to encourage things like hedgehogs, because then they'll then eat your slugs for you. Stacey Stapleton, I like that name, that sounds nice, isn't it? Stacey Stapleton says, I think it looks really good. You've worked very hard. Thank you very much, Stacey. Linda Hook, hello Linda. The plant name you couldn't remember is Echium. Oh yes, of course, thank you. We've had a few, I love them. We had one that grew 18 feet high. Wow. Yes, bees love it. Well done on all your hard work. Do you know I've not yet had one in my garden that's flowered? I had one really, really big one. Well, I say big, it was very wide. Probably about 3 feet, the leaves on it, but it never had a flower. And then the winter got it, the frost got it. And then the latest one I've put out all those weeks ago that I planted out, it hasn't grown since. So I don't know what I'm doing. Any advice welcome. I'm obviously doing something wrong. Something's not quite working. I'm not quite sure what. Otherwise I'd get them to flower, wouldn't I? Dawn Dukes. So hi Dawn, how are you? Dawn is from Perth in Western Australia. So Dawn says, hi Emma. Dawn from Australia. You ask about something to water when you're away. Here in Perth, I use cool drink, 1 to 2 litre bottles and fill with water. Put the lid back on and pierce the lid. Turn the bottle over and put lid end into the soil. That can then help keep the plants alive while on holidays. I hope this idea helps. Your garden looks amazing. I'm going to plant out some capsicum seeds, lettuce, rainbow spinach, black cherry tomatoes and some herbs, dill, basil, as the last lot died off. Enjoy your following week and I look forward to your next videos coming into winter here. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I'm trying to work out what you mean with this bottle. So I put the lid back on and pierced the lid and I put the lid end in the soil. So that just means it just slowly drips into the plant, does it? Just takes time. That's what I'm thinking you mean. That's good advice, Dawn. Thank you for that. I might give that a go. We don't drink anything in big bottles, but there might be an excuse to buy some because I do like Dr. Pepper. Karen Howard says, incredible clear out. Well done. I'm really missing your channels. Oh, Karen, I'm sorry I've not posted, but please look out on Friday for my Getting Tidy video. I do hope that I to catch you on the live. That'd be lovely. I hope you're doing okay, Karen. Claire Dubois says, hello, Emma. Thank you for another lovely video. Your garden is beginning to spring into life. Spring is my favourite season for that very reason. Yes, I've put sand in the bottom tray, which is slightly wider than the growing tray, about 1 inch wider all round. Then sit your growing tray on top. This works really well for me, so I hope you try just one try to see if you have any luck. I always think it's worth trying anything for slugs and snails. Claire, I thought of you today as I planted about 12 artichoke seeds. I've only had 3, no, there was more than that, more like 20. I've only had 3 successfully come up, and when I was going through all the mini little trays, some of them I've noticed actually they've been completely eaten off the top. The leaf is gone, the roots have been eaten, and I found a big fat snail. Slug. Big fat slug. So I thought about you and I thought about your trick, and I thought, this one particular tray, I'm not quite sure I'd put sand in it, but I could find a way. So thank you for that tip. Sylvia Costello. Hello, Sylvia. I think Sylvia's new. And she says, hello from Ireland. Hello from Ireland. Whereabouts in Ireland are you? Ireland is absolutely stunning. If you've never been to Ireland, I recommend you visit. It's a beautiful place. Sandy says, everything looks good. I love to watch your video. Thank you. And Rebecca Corsa Wallace says, my garden is so dry at the moment. I'm watering every day. It is early for me to be watering so much. I agree. Have you got a problem where you are as well, Rebecca, in terms of not having enough rain? We're the same here. So dry. All the grass is already starting to go brown. Angela Works is looking good. Well done getting outside. It's been chilly. I love lilac, especially the white. Yeah, lilac is one of my favourites. I love lilac. Unfortunately, I didn't take any of the lilac flowers in order to make my lilac syrup that I wanted to make. I kept thinking, I've got to do it today, I've got to do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow came and I looked and thought, oh, I haven't got time to do it today, but I'll do it tomorrow. And then I ran out of time. So I didn't manage to do that this year. I've asked for lilac tree, actually, dark lilac. So I don't know whether I'll get that for my birthday, whether anybody's taken that off my list. But I have got several lilac bushes. I love them. So as I wasn't able to do any lilac syrup, I'm hoping that I might get to do some elderflower wine or elderflower syrup. And I'm also going to make some quinine. So that's my plan in terms of the things that I have in my garden and what I'm going to do. My rusty garden. Hello, Ali. How are you? This is Ali from Canada. Ali says, yes, I just had to go and buy new grass seed. It's like carrots and parsnips. It doesn't last long. Seeded my spots yesterday and it's been raining for days. Have a wonderful weekend, Emma, from Ali. Thank you very much. Donna Sampson says, I've done a lot of baskets this year, also a lot of seeds from scratch. I do like your garden. Thank you very much, Donna. I'm interested to know what seeds you've done. What have you grown this year, Donna? I love hearing about what people are growing. Do you know, it was my mother and father-in-law's for dinner the other day, and we spent some time. They bought 2 undressed crabs, and because I wanted us to learn how to dress a crab, so Grandad taught us how to do that, which was interesting. And then just as we were about to go, Grandad said, you didn't come and look at my garden. And I nearly went all the way back again because I love looking in. Look round his garden, look what he's doing with his vegetables, look in his greenhouse. But it's funny because when he comes to my house, he never looks round my garden. But I'm guessing it's because I always look in his greenhouse and have a little look round. So he's used to me having a little look. Sue Bradford says, lovely garden, Emma, well done. I'm not keen on too tidy gardens, but yours looks really natural. Not sure if that's a compliment or not. I will take that as a compliment, but I do know what you mean. I do like my little areas for nature, so I understand what you're saying. I'm now putting a couple of hanging baskets together, but as it's quite early, I can add a couple more plants later on. That's a good idea. Our council collects our brown bin, green waste and kitchen waste free at the moment. Really? We are not allowed to put kitchen waste in with our garden waste. Does that mean that you're allowed, do you put meat in that, in your kitchen waste? This is interesting. Our council, so they charge for the green waste, so we're not allowed to put kitchen waste in that bin. It's all a bit strange. I have tomato seedlings, but they're very slow, only 3 to 4 inches at the moment, so I need patience. Keep up the good work, Emma. Oh, and I'm not too far from you, in North Hertfordshire. Oh, thank you, Sue. That's really lovely. We too are having very slow tomatoes. So my husband's done tomatoes and peppers, only sadly he forgot to water the peppers, which was such a shame. But his tomatoes are doing well, but they're growing really, really slowly. So, yeah, we're in the same situation. Sally Mitchell says, hi Emma, this is Sally from Tasmania and Australia. I've got a few people following me from Australia. That's nice. Could you use tin cans on your bench legs? Possibly hammer them round to make them fit snug. Happy gardening. That's interesting. That might be possible. I'm not sure. I think the legs might be a bit too wide, but I could try it. I like that idea. My husband had made up some cement, so he actually put cement in some pots for plants and was going to make little cement bricks to put them on. But I'm afraid they're a bit small. So I think I'll end up sitting down and wobbling off them. But we'll see. Then Alice puts, by the way, I don't know what plant this is. Your spirea looks magnificent, or is it hawthorn? I wonder whereabouts that was. Is that on the front of my picture? The front page? I don't know what that is, Alice. It's definitely not hawthorn. Maybe it's spirea. I'll have to look that up. Thank you for letting me know. My Rusty Garden also says, I got my husband to cut some squares of metal and painted them black to stand my table on. Same issue you have, they sink into the soil. You can use use jar lids. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for that. Deja Guianage says, hello, lovely Emma. The garden looks so beautiful. It reminds me of a fairy tale garden. Super sweet, just adorable. Great job, Emma. Stacey from Virginia. Oh, and then Stacey sent me loads of emojis. She sent me some flowers, some trees, some little toadstools, a little nest and some little eggs and a trunk and a 4-leaf clover. Thank you very much, Stacey. That's very, very nice. So I'm getting quite close to the end of my video, and as you can see, the gap is quite big, ready for me to put those privets in. Now I'm just hoping the neighbour doesn't come round and say that they want to put fence panels up. What do you think? Unfortunately, a lot of people, when they move into houses near where I live, the first thing they do is they take the trees down, they dig up the grass, they take all the hedges out. It really does have a massive impact on wildlife. So you can see what I'm just trying to do there is I'm trying to cut back the blackberry. I do like eating blackberries, but honestly the thorns are spread everywhere, and it grows so quickly that it then puts the privet, which I'm trying to build up, into shade. So that bit there, which is sort of like the yellow and the green, that's come on really well this year, but clearly it's not going to do very well if it's swamped by blackberry thorns and weeds, is it? So I'm just trying to cut that back and trying to get that, I don't know, give the privet the best chance of surviving, really. And then you'll see the big pile of the bits that I've still got to clear up, which I can't get in the brown bin. So as soon as the brown bin's collected, which will be in a couple of days' time, then I'll be able to fill the brown bin again. Then that will mean the stones will be clear again, and I'll be able to rake the stones over, which is what was my original plan. So over the next few days, I'm not going to be able to spend that much time on the garden, because I need to spend more time on the house, tidy up the house and get ready for when people come round for my birthday. My husband has worked so hard today. He's sorted out the washing, he's tidied up the hall, he's cleaned the bathroom, He's put the clothes into piles and taken it upstairs, although to be fair, the washing is his job and he had let it get completely out of control, but still, he's completely cleared the landing. So all I need to do now is just hoover it. He's packed up a book that I sold on eBay. He's done breakfast, lunch and dinner. And, well, I feel it's a bit like my birthday today. No, I'm only joking. I have done some jobs in the garden, but not that much. And I've done some jobs in the house, and I've spent some time doing my daughter's maths with her. It's funny how some things she's really good at. Like we were doing fractions, she's really grasped fractions really well. So I can only hope that in the exam there's lots on fractions. So I'm nearly at the end of the video, and I just wanted to say, please look out for my next video relating to housing. So I'm going to do another video, a tour around a house, so you can see what my next project is. As some of you know, I work 2 jobs and then I take on projects on quite a frequent basis. And when one project finishes, the next often starts. Only this time I had a bit of a crossover, and I've got quite a few different repairs that I'm managing at the same time. So look out for that video. I think that will interest a number of you. And let me know what you think about me putting this privet where old privet has died. I'm worried about the new privet taking. But I think maybe the old privet just, I don't know, was just old. Maybe it was affected by the frost, perhaps. I'm not really sure. So I need to dig a little bit more out, and then I'll be ready to put my new privet bushes in. So thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you for your ongoing support and encouragement. If you're not already subscribed to this channel and you've just come across me, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.